One of the reasons couples therapy is ineffective is because many times the couple takes too long to decide whether or not they're going to go to therapy. In other words, I've seen couples that have waited 10 years, and it's important to understand during that 10 years of trying to figure out what was wrong with their marriage, they tried ineffective measures. So in many ways, they've hurt the marriage even more. Today on Reaction Reset, I'm going to list signs that couples therapy is right for you. Many avoid therapy for several reasons, and a big part of that is the stigma attached with it. Nobody wants to address an emotional issue they have, and they're feeling ashamed or embarrassed about it. Or maybe it's the cost of therapy, or what will your friends say, what will others say? Whatever the reason for you, what's important to remember is that no matter what, therapy will help you. It may not fix the marriage, but it's going to help you understand what's happening in your marriage and also how to move through it. So when I explain to you signs that your marriage may benefit from therapy, it's important to remember these taken alone. We see these in healthy marriages too. But if you start struggling with several of the things I list, then it's time to go. Even unhealthy marriages have times where they function pretty well. But make no mistake, there's always something underneath it. And partners who are in an unhealthy marriage tell me, we knew we needed help. Neither one of us could face that we had to go. The first sign is you dread going home. Like when you go home, you get a feeling in your gut like, ugh, what else can I do to prolong this? People who aren't happy in their marriage, they'll do anything else but go home. These people you may see stopping for happy hour, or maybe they'll take on extra projects at work so they can avoid going home. But inside you know it because you start having a gut ache, or your head aches, or your blood pressure is going up. Because you see, sometimes we'll deny things in our brain, but our body knows. Secondly, do you guys fight about the same issue over and over and over again? When you start having the same conflict, unresolved, and it just continues to escalate, and both people are angry at the end of it, this is a sign that you need therapy. A therapist can look at what you're doing, can help you sort through it, get to what the feeling is underneath it, and hopefully help you piece it back together. This next one is one I see frequently. One of the parents will attach so closely to the children. The other one is starting to feel like a third wheel. They begin feeling like they're on the outside of this marriage. In other words, the marriage, the emotional attachment is no longer with the two partners, but with one of the kids or all of the kids and one of the partners. This is a way of avoiding the partner and getting your emotional needs filled through your children. Not healthy. The next one is relationship apathy. As a therapist, I would much rather see a couple come in very angry at each other than come in a state of apathy. If one of you is wanting the marriage fixed and the other one is apathetic about it, that means they're indifferent. They don't care. In fact, in marriage therapy, it's not anger that kills couples' love. It's apathy. You cannot make this marriage work unless they start changing their perspective, their attitude, and their motivation. Talking bad about your partner or criticizing them and putting them down in front of them, in front of others, is another warning sign that you guys need help. When this happens, what's usually going on underneath it is the person who is criticizing, the partner criticizing the other one, has built up resentment. And they feel like they can no longer, when they talk to their partner, they don't listen. They've lost respect. They're disgusted by their partner, and what ends up ultimately happening is the partner who is criticized feels unloved and is done with it. This will kill libido. You'll notice it in your sex life, but more than that, you'll notice it in your self-esteem. If you're constantly being criticized or put down or made fun of by your partner, you will lose love for them, you will lose love for yourself, and you begin feeling much smaller than you are. Lastly, you begin feeling, it's kind of a superior stance, that your partner is the weak link. In other words, you begin telling yourself that the reason your marriage is falling or failing is because of your partner. All your blame, all your unexpected needs, all of the things that you want, but your partner can't read your mind or your partner's not listening to you, you dump on them. And because you blame them, you begin creating a partner in your mind that isn't at all like the person standing before you. Having said all this, there are times when marriage therapy is not helpful. And one of those times that I'm thinking of is if you lost your sexual desire and you lost it a long time ago, and your partner isn't really interested in it, and it shows no curiosity about you emotionally or physically, and they seem somewhat withdrawn sexually too, it would be wiser to go to an individual therapist, because you could have something physically going on that caused this even 20 years ago and you just gave into it, or it could be something that's happening now. There are treatments for this, and once you start getting treated and you become more sexually interested, then that may be the catalyst to get your partner engaged, and marriage therapy after that point may be possible. The next thing is if you deal with two apathetic people. Two apathetic people cannot hold anything together. They're barely holding themselves together. Many things that happened in childhood to us, crisis, traumas, PTSDs, we may have hit a point where we weren't able to resolve it, and instead of even work on it, we just buried it. And this is a sense of causing apathy. Abuse is the last of these areas where marriage therapy is not warranted. Let me be very clear. Abuse is a mental illness. An abuser is mentally ill. You cannot love or fix a mental, emotional abuser. It is impossible. They need medical and psychological help. A better option is for the abused victim to go to a therapist. Many times that therapist will help you build an escape plan, will help you carry that out, will help you find a place that will help you care for children, and get you on the road to restoring your confidence and your self-esteem. It is a journey, but you do not belong in marriage therapy ever with a spouse who is abusive to you. Engaging in marriage or couples counseling does not mean you failed. In fact, it means you've seen the light. It means as a couple, you have prioritized your marriage and you have given it back the value and motivation to fix what is unresolved in the marriage. I think this is a fantastic opportunity. And when I see couples coming in, I know one truth, that they both cared enough about their relationship to invest their time, their money, and a lot of work, because marriage therapy requires work with the couple as well as the therapist. Remember, change your reaction, change your world.